Namaste, everyone. Good morning, and a very, very warm welcome to all of you to the launch event of GEG Hyderabad. The beauty of pearls, the charm of Charminar, the calm of Hussain Sagar Lake, the vibrancy of Bonalu, the enormous Salarjung Museum, the scrumptious Hyderabadi biryani, the tehzeeb of Hyderabadis, here is Hyderabad for you. And I, Pavni, once again extend a very warm welcome to each and every one of you who has joined here for the launch of GG Hyderabad. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, and I'm truly elated to have you all joining us in this event today. We will be officially announcing the launch of GG Hyderabad, which also means that we all start a journey together. A journey wherein we build a community which will learn together, share its knowledge, and also empower the fellow educators. But before we do all of that, we have some amazing guests with us today. And I would like to introduce myself and also our guests for the day. I would like to start with my introduction. Just give me a moment here. All right, here we go. So, hello everyone. I'm Pavni. I'm a primary school teacher and I'm the founder and leader of GG Hyderabad. I'm a Google certified educator and also a content creator. I create content which is related to the education industry. And also, I'm someone who believes in the saying, one who dares to teach must never cease to learn. So that's about me, and you can follow me on Instagram or YouTube. I'm available by the name at Space Academy, and also I'm on Twitter by the name Mutturu Pavni. And now I would like to introduce our speakers to you all. Our first guest is someone whose name is very well known within the GG community. She's a person who has inspired many educators, encouraged educators to learn and implement EdTech usage in classrooms, and is supportive whenever anyone wants to learn something new. She is also my mentor, and I'm talking about none other than Miss Sangeeta Gulati. Miss Sangeeta Gulati is head of mathematics department, Sanskriti School, New Delhi. She is the recipient of National Award for using ICT for Innovation in Teaching 2016, a Google Education Certified Innovator and Certified Trainer. Sangeeta ma'am is a Fulbright scholar. She was awarded Fulbright Distinguished Award in Teaching in 2011. Sangeeta ma'am is also the founder and leader of Google Educator Group's Delhi NCR. Sangeeta ma'am has the distinction of being associated with NCRT for more than 25 years for development of e-content, including video lectures on mathematics for senior secondary classes. She has presented more than 125 video lectures on mathematics in CIET and CRT Studio, along with development of scripts. An enthusiastic user of technology, Sangeeta ma'am has empowered teachers pan India by conducting workshops on GeoGebra, Desmos, Google Workspace for Education, and other online resources. Sangeeta ma'am, we feel truly honored and privileged to have you join in our session today. Welcome to the launch event, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Pavni, for such a warm welcome and your kind words. And I'm looking forward to this platform taking off in through your leadership here, Pavni. So congratulations.
Thank you,
My
ma'am.
pleasure to
Thank
be
you so
here.
much. Thank you so much, ma'am. The honor is ours. Our next guest is the one who introduced me to GGs. Because of her, I discovered the amazing GEG community and discovered the plethora of knowledge that GEGs are churning out for fellow educators. Not only do I enjoy her educational reels on Instagram, but I also thoroughly enjoy her sessions whenever she has conducted different workshops. Well, you all must have guessed it already. I am talking about none other than Miss Vibha Puri, the Empower Captain of GEG Delhi NCR. Vibha Puri is a middle school mathematics teacher who is constantly on the lookout for ways to make the subject more engaging for her students. Being a certified Google for Education trainer and innovator, she has trained thousands of educators in Google Workspace for Education tools and is committed to helping out even more of our fellow educators in making use of the available tech tools to deliver their subject to the best. Miss Vibha, I'm so excited to have you here today, and I'm sure that our audience is looking forward to your talk in this session.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And namaste and good morning to all our viewers here. And thank you so much, Pavni. That was very kind of you. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to. We've been in talks with Pavni for quite a while now. She's been trying to get this amazing, amazing GEG for all the Hyderabadi educators. So really looking forward to today's session and really looking forward to your journey which you're going to undertake. So all the very best. So happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, I would like to introduce you all to a fellow Hyderabadi. He is an educator and he is also someone who likes to learn about new things. And not only learning, but he also believes in sharing his knowledge with others. I'm talking about my co host for this event, Mr. Sai Krishna Behra. We have Mr. Sai Krishna Behra. Mr. Sai Krishna is an MBA graduate. He is working as the technology officer in Glendale Academy International School and Glendale Group of Schools. He claims himself as a lifetime learner and he recently added GCE Level 1 in his learning pathway. And Prithvi Abhyuday Association India recognized him as Siksha Ratna 2021 for his contribution to teachers community in the pandemic situation. For today's event, as I said, Mr. Sai will be my co-host and also he will be translating Miss Sangeeta and Miss Vibha's talk in Telugu so that it is beneficial for our native Telugu audience as well. Welcome to the event, Sai sir, and I'm so glad to have you here. I'm glad that there's a fellow Hyderabadi in our event today.
Thank you, Pavani. It's a privilege for me to be the part of GEG Hyderabad and the first members. I think I'm one of the first members.
Yes,
Even I came to know about these GEG groups from Sangeeta ma'am for the first time. And in your coordination in the working for this event all these days, it's a wonderful experience with you. So it's always my privilege in my life, learning every moment and living the life with that learning of love, joy of learning, and spreading it across my fellow teacher community. That's really gives an immense pleasure and joy for them for my lifetime. And
absolutely,
we'll
sir.
continue. Thank you for this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, most importantly, I welcome you all, our lovely audience. Today is a Sunday morning, and you all have joined into this session. Talks a lot about your spirit, your dedication, and commitment towards learning. Kudos to you all, and thank you once again for joining us in this session today. It's truly amazing. It feels truly amazing to be part of this community. The stage is all set. I'm ready. My guests are ready, and your audience are all ready. So let us get started with the launch now. I would request Sangeeta ma'am, Vibha ma'am, and Sai sir to give me a thumbs up so that I can go ahead and announce the go live of GG Hyderabad. Thank you so much. So here it is, dear friends. GEG Hyderabad launches officially. All right. So now that GG Hyderabad is officially live, let us get started with our learning. But before we do that, I would like to remind you all that GG Hyderabad is on Twitter. And if you are attending this event today, then a little request that do tweet about our event. You can mention us, that is GG Hyderabad, in your tweets, and also please use the hashtags hashtag GG Hyderabad, hashtag GG APAC, and hashtag Grow with Google. So we are all set. So let's set to learning. And today, the first talk that we have is from Miss Sangeeta. So she will be letting us know that what are GEGs. I have received this question many times, ma'am, since I have announced about GEG Hyderabad. Many educators have reached out to us and they're like, Parmi, what is GEG? What do you all do? Are you an employee of Google? Are you getting paid? So many questions have been coming in. So I thought that this is the correct way to start our session. And I wanted my mentor to address the audience. So, Sangeeta ma'am, we would like to hear from you all on GGs.
Right. I think, first of all, congratulations to Pavani and all the other educators of Hyderabad, and not only Hyderabad, anyone else who's joined us today. This is amazing. Congratulations, everyone. The GEG Hyderabad is on. It's now a platform for all, not only the Hyderabad educators, but for all the educators to connect, to inspire each other, to learn and share. So it's amazing to have one more platform which is for educators by educators. So as Pavni said, people often get confused as to what GG is. Is GEG something that you, if you start, it becomes a body of Google? Well, so let's put away a few doubts and get started to understand what GEG is. To begin with, what's the full form of that? So we are looking at GEGs, or GEG as often pronounced in by certain other educators, and part of the world perhaps, is a group of educators. So it is a Google group of educators. So GEGs is Google Educators Groups. And here, educators on their own, with their own enthusiasm and passion for learning, as one of my favorite quote, which Pavni had earlier said, is one who dares to teach must never cease to learn. So educators are all about not only teaching but also learning. So that is what Google Educators Group do. They learn together, they share, they empower, and they inspire other educators. It's a completely voluntary effort, and it is in fact a community effort. GGs cannot just be run by a person. It is run, it's organized, it's led by a team, and then the main component are the people who are participating, who are learning, like you today, who have joined us. And if you are just maybe tweeting about the session, or you are joining in to learn and you are taking this learning back to your classrooms, I think the purpose is served. So that's what GEGs do. We connect together at in this scenario. In fact, it has been an online event, which, as one has seen, has proved to be as powerful as a face-to-face session would have been. It's amazing to do these online sessions, but it will be wonderful if, when the time changes, GGs can be held offline. We can connect together face to face, but otherwise, the learning has continued and it will continue through these online platforms. So, GGs are meant to bring some learning with educators by educators. So if you have learned something, you can contact Pavni or you can contact me. And if you would like to share with your fellow educators, we will be able to provide you a platform. So that is exactly what the purpose of GEGs is. You don't even have to be an expert, but something that has worked in your classroom and it has something to do with educational technology, preferably a Google workspace for education environment. We will welcome it. At the same time, there are people in the GEG community who are ready to support you. So we are looking at an understanding of bringing up the concept of certain online platforms where we are connecting together. So it's not only a local idea of what is happening in Hyderabad, but around the world. So there are GGs all around the world. In India, this movement had picked up pace only in the last 2 years, but GG's been around for more than 12 years. And we are fortunate to be part of GEG Asia Pacific. So, being an Asia Pacific region country, we are part of GEG Asia Pacific, which is a very, very robust community led by two amazing leaders, mentors, Nate and Gary, who are Nate is right now in Japan. He's a Canadian, but he is in Japan. He's a mentor. We have Gary Garcia from Philippines, who's again leading and mentoring all of us. So we together, under their guidance as well, put together certain events so that you and educators like you and I learn from them. So I'm going to just show you few websites which would help you to connect with us, maybe catch on various events that have happened in the past. So if Pavni can bring up my screen on the I've shared my screen. If you can put that up, it would
Yes,
be,
ma'am.
why is that all pink? I'm not too sure. So I'm going to just stop sharing and share again. It was coming all pink there for some
Yes.
reason. Is it tinted for you as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's bad. Let's try again. And it's still happening. So maybe if you can put that website up,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
am not too
Here we
sure why that tinge is coming in there. So first, let's take a look at I'm going to stop sharing. So we'll start with looking at GG Asia Pacific Connect website, and we will share the link of that website as well with you later in the chat. You can go and visit that, and you will find that there is a lot of information there for all of us. So this is the information that you would get for an upcoming event. So twice a year, GG APAC gets together and organizes events which are in the regional language, so that if you are more comfortable listening in Hindi, you will get sessions in Hindi. If you are more comfortable listening in Telugu, GG Hyderabad will be there with you. So that is what we are looking at as a possibility. But even otherwise, the monthly events can also be in any of the regional language or only in English. Or now we talk about English. So we can have thoda Hindi, thoda English, and maybe you can have a thoda Telugu and thoda English. So that's a possibility there. So if we, Pavni, can go to just regional GEG tab there, right on the top right, we will be able to see all the GEGs that are pinned on the map of the world, and you will see there is a whole lot of these community which are around the Pacific region. And we in India are also coming up strong. So right now you don't see many of us on this map, and so we have another map that we are going to share with you and show you. This one is getting updated, it will come up later. But if you see around, there are so many GEGs that are supporting each other. So maybe we can now take a look at the GEG India website and try to
go.
think about where all you can find the GEG India community. So again, just to let you know, it does not matter which part of the world and which part of the country you are in. You can get connected with us through anywhere, and there are either Twitter or Facebook or even WhatsApp groups which you can join in, so that you can keep getting yourself updated and informed about the upcoming events. These events are all recorded. You can find all of them on our websites. So this is the GG India website here. And as you can see, there are going to be more than 20 GGs which are up and live, very active. At least twice in a month, they are conducting sessions. All are recorded, and they are kind of curated for you through their YouTube channel, which you can link up from their individual website. So if we go further up, maybe we can take a look at my GG, which is GG Delhi NCR. Yeah, so if you click on the logo of GG Delhi NCR, Pavni, we will be able to see the website, and this is what, and soon enough, GG Hyderabad website, which is already up, will take shape, and all the content over the time will get curated there. And so again, you may not be free right now, right? We all are very busy educators and homemakers, and families are waiting for us to feed them, right? But you can come back and watch the sessions later. So you will find all the possible content curated here through our YouTube and Facebook channels, and you will be able to learn with us, connect with us, and maybe go and inspire your fellow educators. So that's what Google Educators groups are. Voluntary, absolutely. So yes, we are not getting paid, as Pavani came up with. We are not getting paid. We do not have any incentives other than the motivation, the I would say the josh that we get by just sharing and by bringing this knowledge and feel of empowerment that we all get by being here, that keeps us going. So, again, looking forward to a great journey with GG Hyderabad, hoping that GG Hyderabad will empower many of you. And I've been very fortunate to be in Hyderabad for 2 or 3 times just to meet all the educators. And I look forward to meeting you now through the GEG Hyderabad platform. So once again, congratulations to you, Pavani. All the very best, and let the GEG Hyderabad grow many folds.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
And before Sai sir takes over with the Telugu translation of Sangeeta ma'am's talk, thank you so much, Sangeeta ma'am. And also, I would like to take the liberty for giving a shout out to Sanchita ma'am as well as Rupali ma'am. Ma'am, if I have the permission, I would like to go to the Teams tab in Delhi NCR section.
Sure, absolutely. They are as
Yes,
essential part of existence of GD Delhi NCR as I
correct.
and Vibha. So
Yes,
yes, we are
ma'am.
a team of four leaders. All four of us are very fortunate that we have all inspired and encouraged each other, and we are all Google certified trainers and Google certified innovators. And we all are very fortunate to be working in one same school, but we have reached far and wide, and each one of us are very enthusiastically ready to share, learn, inspire, and empower all of us and all of you. So that's our
Absolutely.
Sanchita there, and Vibha and Rupali. Yes.
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. And just to tell our audience that I have been closely working with GG Delhi NCR from the past few months, and a big thank you to the whole team for being so supportive and so encouraging. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Yes, Sai sir, you can take over now.
Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am, for throwing light on these GEGs and how widespread it is all around the world and since how long it has been. Because most of the people, as you said, don't know about GEGs. So, with your permission, I would like to explain this to our Telugu audience to bring this GEGs more closer to the regional educators.
Absolutely.
ఎస్. అందరికీ తెలుగు ఉపాధ్యాయ సహ ఉపాధ్యాయులందరికీ నమస్కారం. మ్యామ్, ఐ విల్ బి ఎ బిట్ లిటిల్ స్పీకింగ్ ప్యూర్ తెలుగు.
I'll enjoy it. Carry on.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్. సో ఈ జిఈజీ అంటే గూగుల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్ గ్రూప్. ఈ ఈ గూగుల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ గ్రూప్ అన్నది ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ వలన ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ కోసం రూపొందించబడినటువంటి ఒక చిన్న ఉపాధ్యాయుల సమూహం అన్నమాట. ఇది ఇందులో ముఖ్యంగా ఒకరి నుంచి ఒకళ్ళు మనం సాంకేతిక విద్యాగ్రహణ, సాంకేతిక విద్యా వితరణ అంటే నేర్చుకోవడం, చెప్పడం, మన చుట్టూ సమాజంలో ఉన్న వారికి సాంకేతిక విద్యను అందించడం, మరియు ఒకరి నుంచి ఒకరు నేర్చుకోవడం ద్వారా సాంకేతిక పరిజ్ఞాన పరంగా బలోపేతం అవ్వడం. బలోపేతం అంటే ఎవరవుతారు? నేను ఇది మీకు నేర్చుకోవడం ద్వారా నేను మిగతా నా సహ ఉపాధ్యాయులందరికీ ఈ సాంకేతిక పరిజ్ఞానం వాళ్ళ తరగతి గదిలో ఏ విధంగా సులభతరంగా వాళ్ళు పిల్లలకి నేర్పించవచ్చు అన్నది వాళ్ళ దైనందిన కార్యక్రమాల్లో ఈ టెక్నాలజీ సాంకేతికత ఉపయోగించి తమ కార్యక్రమాలని సులభతరంగా ఎలా చేసుకోవాలి అన్నది నేర్పించడం ద్వారా, అందులో ఉన్న ఆనందం పొందడం ద్వారా సమిష్టిగా మనందరం కలిసి బలోపేతం అవుతాం. మన వల్ల మనం పనిచేసే సంస్థలకు కూడా బలోపేతం అవుతాయి. అంతేకాకుండా ఈ జిఈజీ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ గ్రూప్ వల్ల ఏంటంటే అంతర్జాల మాధ్యమం ద్వారా కూడా ఒకరినొకరు డైరెక్ట్ ఫేస్ టు ఫేస్ ఎంత చక్కగా అయితే మనం ఒకరితో ఒకరు కమ్యూనికేట్ చేసుకుంటాం, అదేవిధంగా ఆన్లైన్ మీడియా అంటే అంతర్జాల మాధ్యమం ద్వారా కూడా మనం అంతకన్నా విపులంగా మన వ్యక్తీకరణ అన్నది చాలా బాగా చేసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట. మనందరికీ తెలుసుకోవాల్సిన మరొక విషయం ఏంటంటే జీఈజీ గ్రూప్స్ అన్నవి ఈ రోజు నిన్న లేదా కొన్ని నెలల ముందు నుంచి ప్రారంభమైనవి కాదు. గత 12 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి కూడా ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా చాలా జీఈజీ గూగుల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ గ్రూప్స్ అన్నవి మొదలయ్యాయి. దానికి అఫీషియల్గా వెబ్సైట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇదేంటంటే మన జీఈజీ గూగుల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ గ్రూప్ ఇండియా వాళ్ళు గూగుల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ గ్రూప్ ఏషియన్ పెసిఫిక్లో ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి భాగం అన్నమాట. దీనికి గ్యారియా గాసియా, am I pronounced it right, ma'am? గ్యారియా గాసియా ఆయన ఏంటంటే ఫిలిప్పీన్ గ్యారీ గాసియా, థ్యాంక్ యూ. గ్యారీ గాసియా ఫిలిప్పీన్ దేశస్థుడు. ఈయన ఆధ్వర్యంలో ఈ ఏషియా పసిఫిక్ గూగుల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ గ్రూప్ ఏషియా పసిఫిక్ అన్నది ఆయన మెంటర్గా ఉన్నారు. ఆయన మెంటర్షిప్లో అందరూ అన్ని దేశాల గూగుల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ గ్రూప్ లీడర్స్ అందరూ, నాయకులందరూ కూడా ఏంటంటే పనిచేస్తున్నారు. అంతేకాకుండా దీనివల్ల ఏంటంటే మనం రెగ్యులర్గా తరచుగా ఆన్లైన్లో నెలకి 2 సార్లు సమాజానికి పనికొచ్చే చాలా విషయాలు ఈ గూగుల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ గ్రూప్ ద్వారా ఒకరి నుంచి ఒకరు తెలుసుకొని మన ఏమంటారు స్కిల్స్ని బలోపేతం చేసుకుంటూ ఉంటాం అనమాట. ఇవేంటంటే ఏదో లైవ్లో పెట్టేసాము అని కాకుండా ఇది యూట్యూబ్ లైవ్ ఇస్తుండడం వల్ల ఏంటంటే ప్రతి గూగుల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ గ్రూప్కి ఒక వెబ్సైట్ ఉంది. ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఒక దగ్గర మళ్ళీ అఫీషియల్ వెబ్సైట్ ఉంది. అందులో ఎనీ టైం ఏ సమయంలోనైనా సరే మీరు మీ తీరిక సమయాల్లో మీ ఫ్రీ టైంలో మీరు ఆ వెబ్సైట్ని ఓపెన్ చేసి పర్టికులర్ గ్రూప్ మీకు తెలుగు కావాలంటే తెలుగు, హిందీలో అర్థం అయితే హిందీ గ్రూప్స్ ఉన్నాయి. అలాగే ఇంగ్లీష్లో అంటే ఎనీహౌ అది ఢిల్లీ ఎన్సీఆర్ గ్రూప్స్ వెబ్సైట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. అలాగే మన జీఈజీ హైదరాబాద్లో కూడా ఇంగ్లీష్, హిందీ, తెలుగు 3 భాషల్లో కూడా ప్రాంతీయ ఉపాధ్యాయులకి రిమోట్లో అంటే ఉన్న టీచర్స్ అందరికీ కూడా అందుబాటులో తీసుకురావడం కోసం ఈ జీఈజీ హైదరాబాద్లో 3 భాషల్లో కూడా మేము చెప్తున్నాం. మీరు ఎనీ టైమ్ వెబ్‌సైట్‌లోకెళ్ళి ఆ జీఈజీ హైదరాబాద్ మీద క్లిక్ చేసి మేము చేసిన కార్యక్రమాలన్నీ గూడా మీ అనుకూల సమయంలోనే మీరు చూడొచ్చనమాట. సో, సంగీత మ్యామ్.
आई थिंक ने सब कुछ कवर कर दिया है. The information is all shared with our audience, and we hope that they will follow up and they'll stay connected with you. Thank you so much
Okay,
for
ma'am.
doing this. I appreciate the idea of translating this into Telugu so that our fellow educators have not missed out on anything. So thank you so much, Pavni, for thinking of this, and for Sai for doing this.
Thank you, ma'am. I think this is one of the main aim that all the GEGs have, that we want to reach out to more and more educators. And that is the reason why all of us GEGs are trying to have sessions not only in English, but also in the regional language. So that
Right.
has been the aim of all the GEGs from the beginning. And GEG Hyderabad is also working on the same, to reach out to more and more educators.
Great.
And
Good, Preeti.
yes, thank you so much, Sangeeta ma'am. Now I would like to invite Ms. Vibha Puri. So we have learned that what are GEGs and what do we do at various GEGs, that is Google Educator Groups. Before we proceed, we should also know that what is Google Workspace for Education? What does it have to offer? And what are the important tools that we as educators can use in our classroom? And for that, we have our certified trainer, certified innovator, and someone whose sessions are always amazing, as I said before, Ms. Vibha Puri.
You are too sweet. Just a second. Let me share my screen very, very quickly. And I think it should come on now. Yeah, great. So yeah, Sangeeta ma'am perfectly put what are GEGs and what do they do, and specifically in India, what do we do? So GEGs, as Pavni was just mentioning, that we are trying to reach out to as many educators as we can, and we are trying to reach out to as many educators in our regional languages as we can. So, yeah, what are we going to talk about, and what is Google Workspace for Education? I'm pretty sure if you are new here, you must have heard about this name. I would say it's a very old name. In fact, the name is not old, the concept is old. The name was changed a few months ago. But this whole concept is pretty, I would say, a few years ago it was founded. The Google for Education apps and Google Classroom and all the apps which are being used nowadays. But if you had not heard about these things earlier, I'm very, very sure you must have heard about these things in the last 2 years. In the pandemic teaching, I would say probably the toughest years for all educators, to be able to reach out to our kids, to be able to switch from a way we were teaching and to sitting in front of a laptop. I am a maths teacher. I mean, I've spoken to so many other maths teachers, all the maths teachers in our school. That's what we talk about. We'd never imagined being a maths teacher. We're sitting in one place and talking. So that's just, we still cannot believe that we are sitting in one place and talking. So pandemic has just made a huge, huge shift. I don't think I even need to explain what shift. So this, what I'm going to talk about that how do the Google Workspace for Education tools help us conduct our classes better, reach out to our kids better, the whole process of teaching, and maybe asking for an assignment, the child submitting their assignment, I'm correcting the assignment, giving back a feedback. And of course, it could be a verbal feedback, it could be a textual feedback, it could be, and of course the appreciation cycle, the whole cycle as a teacher student, which we take, the teaching learning process, the whole cycle of teaching learning process, we can do the whole thing within these tools. So I'm sure you have heard about Google. I would say you're living under a rock if you don't know what is Google. So Google we all know about, right? Now Google has come up with a few tools which are used for education, which can be used for the teaching learning process. Of course, a lot of them can be used for other things as well, but these are a few things which can be specifically, if you see right here on my screen, I have a tool called Google Classroom. Now again, if you're not aware of it, when you open your laptop, right on top on your right hand side you see 9 dots, that's called app grid. You click on it and you'll see, I would say, hundreds of Google apps. So you just scroll down and you see more, and you just open up, you'll be shocked to see so many apps which Google has to offer. So one of those, and specific to education, is Google Classroom. So again, I would say, if you have not heard about Google Classroom, if you're not aware about Google Classroom, go ahead. There's a lot of resources all over the internet. There are some really good sessions held by some GEGs in India as well. We have at GEG Delhi NCR also, we have a few sessions on Google Classroom. So do check it out. It'll be a huge help to your whole teaching learning process. And of course, all these things, as I was mentioning, these these are a few things which can be which can be used for purposes apart from education as well. But of course, we here are talking about how to use these tools and make our process better, make it better, make it convenient for ourselves, and make it, productive for our kids. So these are a few tools. And the major feature of Google tools, as we call it, is collaboration. So Google tools in fact help us to create, collaborate, and connect. All these tools which I've just showed you, and the hundreds of other tools, they help us create, they help us collaborate, and they help us connect. Collaboration feature, I mean, the more I explore it, still blows away my mind, to be very honest. I've been using it for the last 4 years. I've been training teachers for the last 2 years, but it still blows my mind the collaboration level our Google tools have to offer. uh, you can just be sitting, we have been sitting in our houses, and our kids have been sitting in our houses. So I can be sitting in one house, in my house, and I can be collaborating with a student, I can be collaborating with a teacher. I can do it very easily. So what are these tools? Coming to this, as I was mentioning, that collaborate, comment, share, and the very another, I would say, I vouch for two major features of these collaborative tools. One is collaboration, one is all the things are saved automatically, because I am very bad at remembering to save things. I i do this all the time. I'll open up all sorts of tabs, I'll open up 4 different work, and I'll try to manage, and I end up making a mess of it, and I end up not saving something important. So when you're working under your Google Workspace for education, the tools, the Google tools, I would say 95% of your work, sometimes a setting that you change might not get saved automatically, but the work that you do, the effort that you put in, everything gets saved automatically. I can share it. I can share it very easily with my colleagues, with my friends, with my students. I can comment on the work of my students, and as I've been saying, I can collaborate very easily. These are the tools which help me, which help, as I've been saying, which can help my teaching learning process. I can make my process better. This one is Google Docs. It's a word processor. This is Google Sheets, a spreadsheet tool. This is Google Slides. This is a presentation tool. And having said that, all three of them can be used in many more ways than just a word processor, than just a spreadsheet, than just a slide, a presentation tool. You can use it in n number of ways. Again, I am very sure I have a bunch of enthusiastic Hyderabadi educators who are watching right now, who may be watching it at a later point of time. I would really suggest, of course, learn about the basic features that it has to offer, learn about the basic usage of all these tools, but do explore what else can you do with these tools. And you can, believe me, you can do amazing things. You can create activities using these. You can, as I've been saying, you can collaborate with your students, and so many more things can be done using all these three tools. Coming to Google Drive is where everything is saved. So just like our my computer in our laptops or computers, this is cloud storage. Of course, this is Google Drive. This is our cloud storage, and as I said, everything that I do gets saved automatically in my Google Drive. So I can very quickly, go and search for a question paper that I made for my kids 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I can just Drive also has a search bar, which I swear by. Just type in that search bar and give some sorts of combination. Recently, in fact, Sangeeta ma'am and I were searching for one doc, which I think we made like 3 years, 4 years ago, and I kept on typing some random keywords, and finally she was able to crack the keyword which we used. So it really works. You must have done something years ago, and you can very very quickly search for something. Jamboard, again, I would say an underused tool. It's still a very underused tool. It's a basically a whiteboard tool from Google, but again can be used in many 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 more ways, especially if you are a primary teacher. I would say for other teachers, for all teachers, in fact, even higher education. But for primary teachers, there are so many templates available all over the internet, where you can use Jamboard to create activities. You don't even have to create when a template is available. You just have to use, and you just have to alter the activity according to your curriculum. Do go ahead, check it out. This one is Google Keep. Now, Google Keep is something, again, I swear by. Google Keep is a note taking tool, basically a note taking tool, but again offers collaboration. It's really really wonderful the way I can jot down some points. That, okay, let's say I just attended a department meeting, and I very quickly jotted down the points that were discussed, and a colleague of mine wants to, maybe she or he could not attend the meeting, and he wants to take a very quick look at it. I can very very quickly share my note. I don't have to copy, I don't have to paste, I don't have to put a mail. I can just very very quickly share that note with him or her. So of course, many other things. I would say Google Keep, I honestly use it more for my personal things than my teaching purposes. Do check it out. You can in fact create checklists for your grocery, for anything, anything that you might need, your to-do list, your grocery, anything that it can be used for. Then, of course, calendar. I think everybody needs help with this. I definitely do. Scheduling my work and actually being on time, and I should be able to schedule my work properly and leave space to have some kind of peace. I've not been able to, very very honestly. I'm just scattered all over. So really, Google Calendar can help you schedule your day, can help you see somebody else's day. So this is also an option. Maybe somebody, I want to book an appointment with somebody. They can share their calendar with me and say that, okay, these are the slots available, and you can book an appointment. We have done PTMs using Google Calendar, where let's say, for example, I make a slot of 8 to 1, and I give that calendar to my parents, that setting to my parents. I'm so sorry, not my parents, my students' parents. And I ask them that, okay, this is the time, and you can book a slot according to your convenience, because I am available in this time, and you can book a slot according to that. So yeah, pretty helpful, very very convenient. It just organizes things itself. So super duper helpful. Coming to this one, I would say all these other things are used apart from education as well, but these one are very very specific to education. Of course, if you want to, you can use it otherwise as well, but these are the two things which we have been using very very often. I would say probably Google Form, I'm pretty sure all educators know by now. So we have been taking tests, we've been making quizzes on Google Form, and of course revisions. And again, Google Forms, there are many many ways of enhancing your Google Form and making it much more attractive and much more fun for our students. So do check those out if you haven't been able to. Then this one is a Google Classroom, and Google Classroom, so sorry, Google Classroom is the place which can help you manage all your classes. I can, as I was mentioning earlier, I can take care of the whole process on Google Classroom. So I can add my students in a class, a virtual class. I can add my students there. I can send them announcements. I can send them material, all the resources that I've been teaching. I can send them assignments. They can attempt the assignments, and mind you, all the assignments can be in the form of a doc, sheet, slide, Jamboard, anything, form. All the assignments can be in that form, or it could be a very simple assignment like, okay, write down this solve this question number 2 in your notebook and scan and upload. It can be of any sort. So I give them an assignment, they attempt it, they submit it back to me on the same platform, very, very organized platform. They submit it back to me. I check their work. Again, could be in any form. I have been checking. I could be annotating in my Google Classroom and putting those ticks on my students' work. I send them a feedback. I can send them a private comment saying that, okay, this question you did not do it correctly. So I can send them a feedback, and I can, complete the whole circle of our class assignments or the class activity that we do. So again, we really swear by Google Classroom, so do check it out if you haven't till now. Then coming to Gmail, again, I would say if you don't know about Gmail, you're living under a rock. But really, I mean, all our communications have now shifted to Gmail. All our official, in fact, our personal communications have also shifted to Gmail. So Gmail is, all of us know, it's a place for communication. I can put in mails for my students, my colleagues, my friends. So that's one. This one is Google Meet. It's a video calling platform. Again, a lot of you must have explored this already. Google Meet is in fact very well integrated with Google Calendar and Google Classroom. So as I was mentioning, the Google Classroom process, in fact, within the same Google Classroom, I also have my Google Meet link where I apart from that circle of submission of work and the feedback, I can in fact take my students and I can meet my students through the video call in that one virtual Google Classroom as well. So it's very well integrated with all of them. Then this is Google Chat. This is in fact very, very useful, and I would say do go ahead, try to explore other Google chats and Google. There are a lot of Google groups formed for educators where a lot of educators are just in that one Google group, and they're trying to, help each other out, share resources with each other, and it's actually, and I'm talking about worldwide. So it's very, very helpful and a very, very powerful way of communication. Then this is the admin tool, and it's majorly used by our administrators who are handling. So Google Workspace for Education offers a domain which can be employed by entire institution, as you see right here. So let's say an institution has decided to adopt Google Workspace for Education tools. So the admin part of it will be, of course, taken care of by, let's say, 2 or 3 people. So this is a tool which is used by them. Not, I would not say, so I'll not take a lot of time on this because educators seldom get to use this one. So yeah, this was all about the Google Workspace for Education tools. These are included in Google Workspace for Education. But as I said, if you are a curious person like me, go ahead, open a tab, those 9 dots, the list will come up, scroll down, and you will see a see more option. Click on see more, and you will see hundreds of Google apps, which I'm very sure you might come up with a very innovative way of employing that Google tool in our classroom. So as Sangeeta ma'am said, if you learn about something, if you learn something new, if you realize that, okay, this tool or this activity really worked in my class, do go ahead, reach out to us. We would love to give you a platform. We would love to learn from you. So yeah, really looking forward to having some Hyderabadi educators coming up very, very soon. And very quickly concluding myself, and this is again one of the major features of using Google tools. It's access on the go. So once I have logged into, to be very honest with you, this presentation, I'd made this presentation a few days ago and I had not looked at it at all. I'd forgotten about it. Yesterday night, Pavni messaged me once, and I was a little busy. I came home very late at night, and my laptop was shut in another room. My parents were sleeping. So at 1 o'clock, I did not have my laptop, so I just decided that I should go through my presentation once. Of course, everyone should prepare for a presentation, but what is the major feature coming up here? I did not need my laptop to go through my presentation. I have this same account in my mobile phone. I was in my bed comfortably. So in Delhi, it's really really cold right now. So I was in my bed, my blanket, and I went through the whole presentation on my phone. I did not need my laptop. So that's the thing. You don't need your laptop, or maybe whatever device you have created something on, you don't need that device all the time. So maybe I created something in my staff room computer, and then maybe I've come back. So it's not like, okay, I've just realized that, okay, I put in an incorrect question in that question paper that I had created. I don't need to go back to school. I don't need to wait till the next day and go and make the changes. I can just very quickly take up my mobile or my laptop, my personal laptop, and I can make the changes very very easily. Once I'm just logged into the same Google account, I can do anything. And I would say a lot of teachers, in fact, prefer using mobile apps, and all the tools that I just showed you, um, yeah, all of them have a mobile app as well. So if you are somebody who prefers using mobile apps, do go ahead, or just go to your Play Store. You'll have all these apps in your Play Store. You can just download those apps and you can start working on your mobile as well. So yeah, I hope I did cover everything, and let me know if I missed out on anything, and Sicer, if you can take over. So this was all about Google Workspace for Education, all the tools that Google for Education has to offer, and all the tools that we as teachers can use in our classroom. So over to you, Sicer.
Thank you, ma'am. That's a wonderful explanation about all the Google tools in brief. To reach out our Telugu audience, I'll translate this to
Yeah, so you
in
want me to
Telugu.
present the screen, or should I stop the presentation?
Stop the presentation, ma'am.
Yeah,
I'll present my screen.
please go ahead.
Just a moment, I'm sharing the screen. Can you see this, ma'am?
Yeah, all good. Please go ahead.
Yeah. ఇంతవరకు విభాపురి గారు చెప్పినదంతా చాలా అద్భుతమైనటువంటి ఉపయోగాలు గూగుల్ టూల్స్ ఉపయోగించి గూగుల్ వర్క్ స్పేస్ ఫర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్. గూగుల్ వాళ్ళు ఏంటంటే మనకి వర్క్ స్పేస్ ఫర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్, ఇంతకుముందు గూగుల్ స్వీట్ అనేవారు, ఇప్పుడు గూగుల్ వర్క్ స్పేస్ ఫర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్. పేరులోనే ఉంది వర్క్ స్పేస్. అంటే మన వర్క్ స్పేస్లో మనకి మన పనులన్నింటినీ కూడా సపోర్ట్ చేసే అన్ని రకాల టూల్స్ ఇందులో ఉన్నాయి. ఇప్పుడు గూగుల్ డాక్స్తో మొదలు పెడితే గూగుల్ డాక్స్లో మన డాక్యుమెంట్స్ అన్నీ కూడా గూగుల్ డాక్స్ తోటి మనం షేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ముఖ్యంగా ఈ గూగుల్ వర్క్ స్పేస్ ఏంటంటే ఈ అకాడమిక్ సిస్టమ్, అంటే ఈ విద్యా విధానంలో మనకి అవసరమైనటువంటి అన్ని ఉపకరణాలని ఒక దగ్గర చేర్చిపెట్టి దాన్ని గూగుల్ వర్క్ స్పేస్ ఫర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అని చెప్పేసి అన్నారు. అంతేకాకుండా ఈ ఇంటర్ఫేస్, గూగుల్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఏదైతే ఉందో చాలా యూజర్ ఫ్రెండ్లీగా చేసి పెట్టారు. ఇది ఈ మన విద్యార్జన, అంటే విద్యార్థులు నేర్చుకోవడం విషయంలో కానీ, విద్యా వితరణ అంటే ఉపాధ్యాయులు వాళ్ళు క్లాసెస్ తీసుకోవడంలో కానీ, మన పనిని రెగ్యులర్ క్లాస్ కన్నా చాలా సులభం చేశారనమాట ఈ గూగుల్ టూల్స్ ఉపయోగించడం వల్ల. ఇంకా ఈ పాండమిక్ ఈ కరోనా అనే కష్టకాలంలో మనం ఎవరు ఊహించుండం. ఇంటి దగ్గర కూర్చొని ఒకళ్ళతో ఒకళ్ళు మీ ఇంటి దగ్గర మీరు, నా ఇంటి దగ్గర నేను ఎవరి ప్లేస్‌లో వాళ్ళు కూర్చొని హ్యాపీగా ఒకళ్ళతో ఒకళ్ళతో కమ్యూనికేట్ చేసుకొని ఒక క్లాస్ అన్నది వర్చువల్‌గా ఉంటుందని మనం ఎప్పుడు ఊహించి కూడా ఉండం. అలాంటిది ఈ కరోనా టైంలోనేంటంటే ఈ గూగుల్ ఉపకరణాలు తెలుగులో ఈ గూగుల్ టూల్స్ ఉపయోగించి ఆహ్, ఎవరి ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళుంటూ మీటింగ్‌లు, క్లాసెస్ అడ్మిన్ ట్రైనింగ్స్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి సాధ్యమయ్యాయి. చాలా సింపుల్‌గా ఏమీ కాకుండా మనం కొత్త విషయాలను ఈజీగా నేర్చేసుకున్నాం మనం ఉపాధ్యాయులందరూ గూడా. దీనికి ముందు అసలు ఇలాగ మనం చేయగలమా అనేటటువంటి ప్రశ్న ఏదైతే ఉందో, ఆ ప్రశ్ననే మర్చిపోయి అందరూ కూడా వాళ్ళ గూగుల్ క్లాసెస్‌ని హ్యాపీగా తీసుకోవడం మొదలుపెట్టడం నేను గమనించాను. అంతేగాకుండా నేను గ్లెండేల్ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ స్కూల్స్‌కి టెక్నాలజీ ఆఫీసర్‌గా చేస్తూ గూడా అక్కడ టీచర్స్ అందరికీ ఈ గూగుల్ టూల్స్ ట్రైనింగ్‌లో అంటే సారీ ఆహ్, హ్మ్. ట్రైనింగ్ ఇచ్చే ఆ అనుభవం కూడా యాడ్ చేస్తున్నాను. అంటే విభాపురి గారు ఈ టూల్స్ అన్నిటి గురించి చాలా చక్కగా చెప్పారు. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఒకళ్ళతో ఒకళ్ళు కమ్యూనికేట్ చేసుకోవడం అన్నది ఆహ్, ఆహ్, ఈ చాలా చూడండి అందరూ ఫస్ట్ ఒక క్లాస్ రూమ్‌లో ఉండేదేంటి బ్లాక్ బోర్డ్. బ్లాక్ బోర్డ్‌లో ట్రెడిషనల్‌గా బ్లాక్ బోర్డ్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. గూగుల్ వాళ్ళేంటంటే ఆహ్, జామ్ బోర్డ్ అని పెట్టారు. ఇది చాలా తక్కువ వాడతారు. ఆహ్, హ్మ్, ఈ చాలా తక్కువ వాడుతున్నారు గానీ థట్ ఈస్ ఎ వండర్‌ఫుల్ టూల్. ఆహ్, ఈ మన పనినంతా ఒకళ్ళతో ఒకళ్ళు షేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అంటే ఈ కంటెంట్ ఈ గూగుల్ స్పేస్ ఫర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఏంటంటే ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పినట్టు ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా టీచర్స్ కమ్యూనిటీ అంటే ఉపాధ్యాయుల కమ్యూనిటీ మొత్తాన్ని ఒక దగ్గరికి చేర్చి ఒకళ్ళతో ఒకళ్ళు కొలాబరేట్ అంటే ఒక పనిని ఇద్దరు ముగ్గురు ఒకేసారి చేసి ఆహ్, ఆహ్, అంటే ఒక పనిని ఇద్దరు ముగ్గురు కలిసి చేయడానికి ఇంతకుముందు ఒక దగ్గర గుమికూడేవాళ్ళం. ఇప్పుడు అలాగే అవసరం లేదు. ఈ గూగుల్ టూల్స్ వాడి ఇద్దరు ముగ్గురు ఎవరి ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళు కూర్చొని ఒకేసారి ఆ పనన్నది చేయొచ్చు. ఒకళ్ళతో ఒకళ్ళు పనిని షేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. క్వెషన్ పేపర్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఒకళ్ళతో ఒకళ్ళు షేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇందులో మరొక అద్భుతమైన ఫీచర్ ఏంటంటే మనం మా సేవ్ చేయాల్సిన పని లేదు. ఆటోమేటిక్‌గా సేవ్ అయిపోతుంది. దేనికదే సేవ్ అయిపోతుంది. అది ఒక నిజంగా ఒక పొరపాటున సేవ్ చేయడం మర్చిపోతే డేటా పోతుందేమో అనేటటువంటి భయం అస్సలు అవసరం లేదు. హ్యాపీగా దానంతట అదే సేవ్ అయిపోతుంది. ఇందులో రకరకాల టూల్స్ ఇచ్చారు. ఇవన్నీ ఇక్కడ మనం చూస్తున్నాం ఏంటంటే ఒక్కొక్క ఉపకరణం అంటే ఇంగ్లీష్‌లో చెప్పాలంటే ఒక్కొక్క టూల్ ఒక్కొక్క చెప్పాలంటే అద్భుతమే. మన పని విషయంలో. ఆహ్, రియల్ లైఫ్‌లో నిజ జీవితంలో ఎంత కష్టపడి చేస్తామో ఈ టూల్స్ అన్నీ ఈ టూల్స్ వాడడం వల్ల మన పని అంత సులభం అయిపోతుంది. ద ఫస్ట్ ఆహ్, టూల్ అదేంటంటే జామ్ బోర్డ్. చాలా తక్కువ వాడతారు. చాలామంది వాడరు. కానీ ఇందులో ఉన్న గొప్ప లక్షణం ఏంటంటే చూడండి ఇంటర్నేషనల్ యూనివర్సిటీస్ ఎందులోనైనా సరే స్లైడింగ్ బోర్డ్స్ లాంటివుంటాయి. ఇందులోనేంటంటే మన క్లాస్ రూమ్‌లో ఒకటే బోర్డ్ ఉంటుంది. ఒక బోర్డ్‌లో ఏంటంటే ఒకసారి రాసిన తర్వాత చెరిపేసి మళ్ళీ రాయాల్సొస్తుంది. అదే స్లైడింగ్ బోర్డ్స్ అనేవి కొంచెం ఖర్చుతో కూడుకున్న విషయం. ఇదే జామ్ బోర్డ్ యూజ్ చేస్తే ఈ జామ్ బోర్డ్‌లో ఉన్న ఆహ్, వైట్ బోర్డ్ లాగే ఉంటుంది ఇది గూడా. ఇందులో 25 బోర్డ్స్ వరకు పెట్టుకోవచ్చనమాట. అంటే ఏ స్లైడ్‌నో ఒకసారి రాసిన తర్వాత వెంటనే చెరిపి మళ్ళీ రాయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. అందులో ఉన్నది రాసి ఇంకొక బోర్డ్ అన్నది తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఇంకొక పేజ్ లాంటిది. అలాగే 25 పేజెస్ వరకు వాడుకోవచ్చు. అంతే కాకుండా ఈ జామ్ బోర్డ్ యూజ్ చేసి ప్రాజెక్ట్ వర్క్స్ కూడా కొలాబరేటివ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ వర్క్స్ అన్నది స్టూడెంట్స్‌కి ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఒక 10 మంది విద్యార్థులున్నారు. ఆ 10 మంది విద్యార్థులకి ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ వర్క్ లాంటిది ఇచ్చి ఈ జామ్ బోర్డ్ మీద వర్క్ చేసి ఇచ్చి చేయొచ్చు. అందులో పిల్లలు గూడా అద్భుతమైన క్రియేటివిటీ అన్నది యూజ్ చేస్తారు. ఇంకా గూగుల్ డ్రైవ్ విషయంకొస్తే ఆహ్, ఆహ్, ఈ మన డాక్యుమెంట్స్ అన్నీ అందులోనే సేవ్ అయి ఉంటాయి. అందులోంచే షేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఆహ్, ఆహ్, క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. మనం ఎక్కడికెళ్ళినా సరే మనతో పాటు మన డేటా ఉంటది. డేటా పోతుందని అమ్మో! సిస్టమ్‌లో సేవ్ చేస్తే సిస్టమ్ ఉందో లేదో ఇలాంటి అనుమానాలు అవసరం లేదు. అంతా క్లౌడ్‌లోనే సేవ్ అవుతుంది. గూగుల్ డ్రైవ్ అద్భుతమైనటువంటి మన ఫైల్స్ అన్నీ ఒక దగ్గర సేవ్ చేసుకొని ఒక ఇంకొకళ్ళతో షేర్ చేసుకునే విధంగా ఆహ్, చాలా ఉపయోగాలు ఉంటాయి. ఇంకా గూగుల్ డాక్స్, షీట్స్, స్లైడ్స్ ఇవేంటంటే మనకి రెగ్యులర్ వర్క్‌లోని చాలా ఉపయోగకరంగా ఉంటాయి. మళ్ళీ మరొకసారి అంటే అద్భుతమైన ఫీచర్ తలుచుకోవాల్సిన విషయం ఏంటంటే, ఇందులో మనం అయ్యో! డేటా సేవ్ చేయడం మర్చిపోయాం అనుకోని అవసరం లేదు. ఆటోమేటిక్‌గా డేటా అన్నది సేవ్ అయిపోతుంది. గూగుల్ డాక్స్ అవ్వచ్చు, గూగుల్ షీట్స్, ఆహ్, ఆహ్, గూగుల్ స్లైడ్స్ అంటే పవర్ పాయింట్ మనకి ప్రెజెంటేషన్స్ అవి స్లైడ్స్‌లోనే ఇవ్వచ్చు. అందులో రకరకాల ఫీచర్స్ ఉన్నాయి. మన జీఈజీ హైదరాబాద్ గ్రూప్‌లో ముందుకెళ్తున్న కొద్దీ ఈ టూల్స్ అన్నిట్లి గురించి తెలుసుకుందాం. ఇందులో మరొక అద్భుతం రెగ్యులర్‌గా వాడే టటువంటిదేంటంటే గూగుల్ క్యాలెండర్. ఆహ్, ఆహ్, నా రెగ్యులర్ వర్క్ ప్రాసెస్‌లోనేంటంటే నేను చాలామంది ఆహ్, మ ఈ గూగుల్ క్యాలెండర్‌లోనేంటంటే క్లాసెస్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, మీటింగ్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. మన ప్లానర్ డైలీ వర్క్ రోజువారీ మన పని మొత్తం ఇందులో మన స్కెడ్యూల్ మొత్తం ఇందులో పెట్టుకోవచ్చు గూగుల్ క్యాలెండర్‌లో. ఇందులో పీటీఎమ్స్, స్కూల్ మీటింగ్స్, స్కూల్‌లో క్లాసెస్ అన్నీ కూడా ఇందులోనే గూగుల్ క్యాలెండర్‌లోని షెడ్యూల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇది వాడుతున్న కొద్దీ ఈ క్యాలెండర్‌ని ఒకళ్ళకొకళ్ళు షేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. టైమ్ టేబుల్ సెట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు గూగుల్ క్యాలెండర్ యూజ్ చేసి. ఆహ్, టైమ్ టేబుల్ సెట్ చేయడం ఈ గూగుల్ క్యాలెండర్‌లో టైమ్ టేబుల్ సెట్ చేయడం వల్ల ఒక బెనిఫిట్ ఏంటంటే ఆహ్, మిగతా అదర్ టీచర్స్ ఏ టీచర్ ఏ పీరియడ్‌లో బిజీగా ఉన్నారు అన్న విషయం క్లియర్‌గా అందులో తెలుస్తుంది. దానివల్ల ఏంటంటే ఆహ్, క్లాష్ అన్నది అవ్వదు. టైమ్ టేబుల్ సెట్ చేసినప్పుడు క్లాష్ అన్నది లేకుండా హ్యాపీగా గూగుల్ క్యాలెండర్ యూజ్ చేసి మనం టైమ్ టేబుల్స్ కూడా సెట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అంటే మొత్తం ఈ ఫీచర్స్ అన్నీ ఒకే సెషన్‌లో చెప్పలేకపోవచ్చు గానీ ఆహ్, రాను రాను మనం ఆహ్, ఒ ఒ హ్మ్. ఇవన్నీ నేర్చుకుందాం. ఇంకా చాలామంది వాడనటువంటిది అంటే మన తెలుగు రాష్ట్రాల్లో నేను గమనించిందేంటంటే గూగుల్ కీప్. ఇదేంటంటే సింప్లీ వర్చువల్ నోట్స్ అనమాట. ఆన్ స్క్రీన్ నోట్స్. ఇది మనకు మెయిల్‌లోనే రైట్ సైడ్ చిన్న టూల్ బార్ లాగా ఉంటుంది. అందులో క్యాలెండర్, నోట్సు, టు డూ, ఆహ్, ప్లానరు ఇవన్నీ కూడా రైట్ సైడ్ ఉంటాయన్నమాట. దానికి సెపరేట్‌గా మనం మళ్ళీ యాప్‌కెళ్ళి వాడాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఇందులో ఏంటంటే మనం ఏమైనా మర్చిపోతామేమో అన్న విషయాలన్నీ కూడా ఇందులో నోట్ చేసి పెట్టేసుకొని దాన్ని మన కొలీగ్స్‌తో గాని లేదా ఎవరితోనా షేర్ చేయాలనుకుంటే వాళ్ళతో షేర్ చేసేసుకోవచ్చనమాట. మళ్ళీ మెయిల్‌లోకెళ్ళి మెయిల్ రాసి అవసరం లేదు. ఇందులోనేంటంటే ఈ టు డూ లిస్ట్‌ని మనం ప్లానర్‌గా కావాలంటే ప్లానర్‌గాను, టు డూ లిస్ట్ లాగా వాడుకోవచ్చు. మనం పాయింట్స్ ఏమైనా నోట్ చేసుకోవాలనుకుంటే నోట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అది మన కొలీగ్స్‌తో కూడా షేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇంకా గూగుల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ విషయంకొస్తే ఆహ్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇది కూడా ఒక అద్భుతమైనటువంటి టూల్ అనమాట. ఈ కరోనా కష్టకాలంలోని ఈ గూగుల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ ఆహ్, ఆహ్, వాడనటు గు గురించి విననటువంటి టీచర్ అంటూ ఎవరు లేరు. మాక్సిమం టీచర్లందరూ గూడా ఈ గూగుల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ గురించి వాడారు లేదా కనీసం విన్నారు. సో, ఈ గూగుల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ వాడడం మొదలుపెట్టిన తర్వాత ఆహ్, 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 టీచర్లు వాళ్ళు ఒకటి పేపర్‌లెస్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ అన్నది అయింది. టీచర్లందరూ ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళ కష్టం అంటే కష్టపడి తయారు చేసే పేపర్ మీద పేపర్ పెట్టి రాసి కష్టపడడం అన్నది తగ్గిపోయి ఆన్‌లైన్‌లో మన గూగుల్ డాక్స్, షీట్స్, స్లైడ్స్ ద్వారా గూగుల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్‌లో పిల్లలకి ఒక సింగిల్ క్లిక్‌తోని ఆహ్, ఆహ్, డా వాళ్ళ హోమ్ వర్క్‌లు, నోట్స్‌లు, లేదా వాళ్ళ ఎక్స్‌ప్లనేషన్స్ లేదా గూగుల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్‌లో ఉన్న వండర్‌ఫుల్ ఫీచర్ ఏంటంటే క్వెషన్స్ అడగొచ్చు. ఒక లెసన్ ఎక్స్‌ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తూ మధ్యలో చిన్న క్వెషన్ అడిగి స్టూడెంట్స్ ని అక్కడికక్కడే అనాలిసిస్ చేయొచ్చనమాట. సో, ఈ మరొక పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు డిస్కస్ చేసుకుంటున్నవన్నీ గూడా ఒకదానితో ఒకటి ఇంటిగ్రేటబుల్. ఒకదానితో ఒకటి ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చనమాట. ఇవన్నీ పైన డాక్స్, షీట్స్, స్లైడ్స్, ఇవన్నీ కూడా గూగుల్ క్లాస్‌కి ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇంకా గూగుల్ ఫార్మ్స్ లో ఏంటంటే అది ఒక అసెస్మెంట్ టూల్. అందులో అది కూడా చాలా పవర్‌ఫుల్ టూల్ అది. అసెస్మెంట్ చేయొచ్చు, క్విజెస్ కండక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు, అనాలిసిస్ ఇన్‌స్టంట్‌గా వచ్చేస్తాయన్నమాట. టీచర్స్ టైమ్ చాలా సేవ్ అవుతుంది. కూర్చొని కరెక్ట్ చేసి ఆ ప్రాబ్లమ్ అన్నదే ఉండదు ఇందులో. డైరెక్ట్‌గా స్టూడెంట్ ఇలాగా ఎగ్జామ్ అటెండ్ చేసి సబ్మిట్ క్లిక్ చేయగానే రిజల్ట్ అన్నది టీచర్‌కి వచ్చేస్తుంది. బేస్డ్ ఆన్ థట్ అది స్టూడెంట్ కమ్యూనికేట్ చేయడం అన్నది జరుగుతుందనమాట. ఇంకా జీమెయిల్. సో, ఈ జీమెయిల్ ఇంకా చెప్పడానికి ఏముంది అన్నీ స్కూల్స్ ఈ జీ స్వీట్, గూగుల్ వర్క్‌స్పేస్ ఫర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ వాడే అన్ని సంస్థల్లో కూడా ఇది అఫీషియల్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ టూల్. జీమెయిల్ లేని జీవితం అన్నది పని జీవితం అన్నది ఊహించుకోవడమే కష్టం. గూగుల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఫర్ వర్క్ స్పేస్ వాడే సంస్థలన్నింటిలో కూడా. ఇంకా గూగుల్ మీట్ ఇది అసలు టీచర్ కానీ విద్యా సంస్థలకు కానీ ఈ ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ ఎలా అని టెన్షన్ పడుతున్న వాళ్ళు ఏంటంటే గూగుల్ మీట్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసి చాలా సింపుల్గా హ్యాపీగా అసలు ఇంత సింపుల్గా క్లాస్ అయిపోతుంది అనే విధంగా ఈ గూగుల్ మీట్ టూల్ అన్నది ఉపయోగపడింది. ఈ మధ్యకాలంలో ఈ గూగుల్ మీట్లోని బ్రేక్అవుట్ రూమ్స్ కూడా ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు. దానివల్ల ఏంటంటే టీచర్ స్టూడెంట్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ అన్నది చాలా సింపుల్ అయిపోయింది, ఇంకా సేఫ్, సెక్యూర్ అండ్ సింపుల్ అయింది అనమాట. ఇంకా గూగుల్ చాట్, ఈ గూగుల్ చాట్ విషయంకి వస్తే మనం గూగుల్ చాట్ ఏంటంటే ఇది కంప్లీట్గా మనకి ఇంతవరకు మ్యాక్సిమం అందరూ కూడా సింపుల్గా ఒకరితో ఒకరు కమ్యూనికేట్ చేసేది ఏంటి, వాట్సాప్. ఈ కరోనా కష్టకాలానికి ముందు వాట్సాప్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ అన్నది చాలా స్కూల్లో వద్దు అనుకున్నారు, కానీ ఈ వాట్సాప్ కానీ ఇంకా ఏ చాటింగ్ టూల్ విషయం, ఏ చాటింగ్ టూల్ అయినా కూడా ఇది రీప్లేస్ చేసేస్తుంది. అంత సోఫిస్టికేటెడ్గా ఉంటుంది అండ్ సెక్యూర్డ్గా కూడా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సో ఇవన్నీ ఒక ఎత్తు అయితే, ఇప్పుడు నా పర్టికులర్ రోల్ ఏంటి, కింద ఉన్న చూడండి ఇక్కడ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్ విత్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్, అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ అనమాట, గూగుల్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్. నేను మోస్ట్లీ నేను గూగుల్ వర్క్ స్పేస్కి అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాను అనమాట. ఒకవేళ స్కూల్లో ఈ ఎవరు ఏ పని చేశారు, ఏంటి రిపోర్ట్స్, రికార్డ్స్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా డౌన్లోడ్ చేసి ఎవరికి ఏ యాక్సెస్ ఇవ్వాలి, ఎవరు కూడా ఏ ఆప్షన్ని కూడా పర్ఫెక్ట్గా వాడుకునే విధంగా చేయడంలో ఈ గూగుల్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్ అన్నది ఒక కీలక పాత్ర అన్నది పోషించడం జరుగుతుంది. దీన్ని యాక్సెస్ చేయడం కూడా చాలా ఈజీ, చాలా సింపుల్ అనమాట. అయితే ఇందులో మరొక అద్భుతమైన ఆల్రెడీ ఇంతకుముందు మనం చెప్పుకున్నట్టు, ఈ గూగుల్‌లో ఏ టూల్ అయినా సరే అరే నేను స్కూల్లో చేశాను, ఆ సిస్టమ్‌లోనే పనిచేస్తదనేం లేదు. మనందరికీ జీమెయిల్ ఐడీ ఎలాగో ఉంది. ఈ జీ స్వీట్ ఫర్ గూగుల్ వర్క్ స్పేస్ ఫర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఐడి మన మొబైల్‌కి యాడ్ చేసుకుంటే ఆ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ అన్నీ ఎలాగో గూగుల్ డ్రైవ్‌లోనే ఉంటాయి, గూగుల్ డాక్స్‌లోనే ఉంటాయి, గూగుల్ షీట్స్, గూగుల్ స్లైడ్స్ యూజ్ చేసి మనం ఎక్కడ కావాలంటే ఎప్పుడు గుర్తొస్తే, సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈ క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ చేశాను, ఇందులో 4గో క్వశ్చన్ అంతా ఎక్కడ ఉంది, ఈ క్వశ్చన్స్ కరెక్ట్గా ఫ్రేమ్ చేశానా లేదా మరొకసారి కన్ఫర్మ్ చేసుకోవడానికి మనం మళ్ళీ స్కూల్కి కానీ ఆఫీస్కి కానీ వెళ్ళాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. డైరెక్ట్గా మనం మొబైల్ ఓపెన్ చేసి అందులో ఆ డాక్యుమెంట్ ఓపెన్ చేసి ఆ క్వశ్చన్స్ కరెక్ట్గా ఉన్నదో లేదో చెక్ చేసేసుకోవచ్చు. సో చెప్పాలి అంటే ఈ గూగుల్ వర్క్ స్పేస్ ఫర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ గూగుల్ కంపెనీ వాళ్ళు అసలు చాలా ప్రొయాక్టివ్గా ముందుగా టీచర్స్కి ఏం కావాలో ఆలోచించి అన్ని అందులో కావాల్సిన అన్ని ఫీచర్స్ అందులో ఇంక్లూడ్ చేసి చెప్పాలంటే ఒక వరంగా భావించవచ్చు అనమాట ఈ కరోనా కష్టకాలంలో. సో ఐ థింక్ మనం ఈ డిస్కషన్ ఎంత చేసినా ఇంకా చాలా కంటిన్యూ అవుతూనే ఉంటుంది. సో ఈరోజు ఈ ఇది లాంచింగ్ ఈవెంట్ కనుక, సో ఇందులో ఉపయోగాలన్నీ సరిగ్గా చెప్పగలిగాను అని అనుకుంటున్నాను. ముందు ముందు ఇంకా ఇన్ డెప్త్ మరింత లోతుగా ఈ గూగుల్ టూల్స్ గురించి మనం తెలుసుకుందాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఈ అవకాశాన్ని ఇచ్చిన పావని గారికి ఈ మీటింగ్ నాకు హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలు. విభా మ్యామ్కి అండ్ సంగీత మ్యామ్, థ్యాంక్స్ అలాట్ ఫర్ కమింగ్ హియర్ అండ్ గివింగ్ మీ దిస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ.
Thank you so much, and thank you. I mean, I did say it earlier, but I really, really appreciate this idea of translation. I mean, awesome. Perfect.
I don't know whether you
Very
understood
good.
or not. I think I added few of the points from my experience
That's
also in
great.
this.
That's great. I'm sure you did a very good job. I am very, very sure.
Thank you.
That was absolutely brilliant. And Sai sir, మన మాతృభాషలోని మాటలు వింటుంటే ఆ ఆనందమే అసలు చాలా వేరేగా ఉంటుంది. So thank you Sai sir for translating both these sessions in Telugu. And thank you Vibha ma'am, and thank you Sangeeta ma'am. I'm sure that our audience now know what are GEGs, what do we do at GEGs, and what is Google Workspace for Education, and how can we teachers make the most of it. Not just teachers, but even administrators and absolutely anyone. You just need not be a teacher. If you are someone who is very much into edtech or usage of technology, then I think you can make use of the whole tools that Google has to offer. Thank you so much for that. Yes, so moving ahead, GEG Hyderabad has planned something for you all. And now I am being that teacher who comes up with surprise tests or surprise quizzes. But don't worry, it is not going to be very difficult. We have some few fun questions, just four questions. It is going to be quite simple, so don't worry about that. I'm going to be asking the question, and you can type in the answer in the chat box. And since we all represent the Google education group, I thought that we can keep the questions related to Google. Yes. So let us get started. And yeah, I want everyone to be participating. Type in your questions into the chat box and let us see that who gets it right. They're very simple. So I'm not being that teacher who comes up with a very difficult question paper here. All right. Yes. So time to don your thinking caps on and let us get started here. So, this is the first question. When did Google release Gmail for the first time? There's an interesting story also behind this. I'll wait for a few seconds and I will see what are the answers that I would be getting in the chat box. And then I will share the answers with you all.
But I think I have a clue to this. It can't be 2010. It's
Yes,
older
ma'am.
than that. So maybe the audience is getting some hint from here. So now it's 50% chance of one of them to be right. Right?
मैम
Is it
आपने तो ये
2000?
केबीसी बना दिया मैम 50-50 का ऑप्शन दे दिया अपने ऑडियंस
अब
को
हमने 50-50 का ऑडियंस दे दिया ऑप्शन दे दिया
yes
yes.
yes
So we
yes
have some answers in the chat. Okay, Vibha is also putting an answer there, and GG
I
Ludhiana
am also
leader is
playing.
you're also playing,
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely. And GG Ludhiana has got the bang on answer with the date. मैंने तो बस ईयर की बात की थी मैम ने तो पूरे डेट के साथ डाला. Yes, ma'am, you're absolutely correct. It is 1st April 2004.
Oh,
So,
that's great.
yeah, and actually, since it was released on 1st April 2004, actually Gmail came up with a very big storage space also, especially
Okay.
when you consider what its rivals were offering at that point of time, way back in 2004. So people thought that it's just an April Fool's joke. It
Oh,
was 1st of April, so people thought that it's an April Fool's joke. So they're like, nah, this is not happening. But later they got convinced, and look at where we are now. Each and every person is using Gmail. And as Vibha ma'am said, I don't think there is anyone on this planet who doesn't know about Gmail. Yeah.
right.
All right, so let us move on to the next question. It was quite simple, right? Yes, you all agree with me? Cool. Okay, now the next question should be quite simple if you have heard to what Vibha ma'am and Sai sir have spoken about in the past few minutes. So this is quite a simple question. What is the correct term to be used from the following? Or else should I say, which is the correct term to be used? Should we be saying G Suite or should we be saying Google Workspace? Yes. विभा मैम तो बोल रही कि हाँ आई नो अबाउट दिस अब मैं सुनती हूँ कि वेर दे गुड स्टूडेंट्स क्या इन्होंने
I know,
सुनी
and I just control myself to not answer.
So
yes
again,
dear audience
just to add to this question, while we get some responses in the chat, one of the things, one of the favorite things that I have to say is that Google keeps us on our toes. They keep adding new and new features, and as they release new features, they also release, or in fact, reinvent themselves, and the names keep changing. So well, starting from my journey, in 2014 to now, earlier it was just Google in education. Then we started talking about Google apps for education. So it was GAF, is how we used to address this. Then came in, and I see Tejal has put in an answer there. So I'm going to go with that answer. Uh, but before Google Workspace came in, till February 2020, it was G Suite that we were talking about. And then comes the latest way of addressing what we are looking at, and that is Google Workspace for education. It is a mouthful at times, but yes, that's what it is. So Tejal did get the right answer there. Well done.
Yes, ma'am. Tejal ma'am and also our leader from GG Ludhiana. Both of them have got the answer right.
Yes, yes, there's a B part there,
Yes.
right?
Yes, so now moving ahead. Mhm. What was the Google search engine originally called as? Now, there is a story behind this as well. I have
This
read
as
it
well,
on,
yeah.
yeah, I've read it on Wikipedia and also in Business Insider. So I've done my research and I have kept my notes ready and I'm waiting to share it with you all.
That's a good sign of any teacher, right? You go prepared. So, well, let's see what our audience comes up with. So we have one person, Tejal, saying Google. Okay, let's see if we can have some more responses from our live audience before our teacher Pavani gives us the right answer. So Gigi Ludhiana, India leader, is saying back rub.
Yes.
So
So,
what
ma'am,
could
shall
be
we
the...
reveal the answer?
Yeah, please. I'm also keen to listen to
Yes.
the story that you have searched through.
All right. So the answer is actually backrub. It is because the system checked backlinks to estimate the importance of a site. Google is actually a misspelling of the word Google, that is the option A. It is actually the mathematical term for a one with 100 zeros. The name would reflect the company's mission to make all information accessible to the world. And according to the article that I read on Business Insider, actually, one of the founders, he wanted to go with the name Google, and they were trying to see if that domain is available or not. But by mistake, they searched for the name Google, Google, and later they thought that, yes, this is a good name. Why don't we just stick with this? So, this is something that I read in Business Insider. But before it used to be called as backrub, and I thought that it's interesting and I thought of sharing it with you all.
Interesting, very interesting.
Absolutely.
Yes, this is the last question that we have. What is the Google search technology called as? Yes.
So I
Vibha ma'am,
guess,
Sangeeta
just
ma'am.
like students, one would, I'm resisting to do what my student would have done right now, is to do the Google search to figure out, because this is something I don't know. I am not too sure. So I'm going to wait for the audience and the teacher to tell us. But my first instinct would be to search, right? And figure out what
Yes,
the
ma'am.
answer is. So
Yes, GEG
definitely
Hyderabad
Google.
is fine with the open book system. We are
Yes,
very lenient in that way.
yes. And that is important, when we are looking at it, how robust this search engine is. You just have to put, two keywords and or one keyword, and you will
Yes,
get so many
absolutely.
information about it. All right, so
Absolutely.
we have
Yeah.
We
one
do have
answer
an
in the
answer.
chat, two
Yes, ma'am.
answers
So
in the
we
chat.
have two answers in the chat, and the correct answer is actually page rank. So
Yeah.
Google search
So
technology is
we
called
I
have
as.
was doing
Nagendra.
the I was doing the elimination method. I thought I know what is SEO. I don't know what is page rank. So maybe it should be page rank.
So, ma'am, Sangeeta ma'am, we have a smart student in the class, huh?
Yes, yes, we have a smart student in the class, absolutely. And we
Yes.
have Nagendra Reddy G there, who's answered page rank as well.
Correct.
So,
Uh,
congratulations, well done there.
Nagendra Reddy sir, and also our leader from
Harpreet
GG
ma'am. Yeah.
Ludhiana.
Yeah.
Ma'am is on fire from GG Ludhiana. She's got all
Yes,
the answers right.
right.
So
So,
here's
again,
for
shout out to
yes,
Gigi Ludhiana. Harpreet
Harpreet.
is the leader, and again, always ready to learn and share. So, that's another
yes.
very enthusiastic leader.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would like to share what I have read about PageRank and why is it called
Right.
as PageRank. So PageRank assigns a value of relevance to every website, and it determines how important a website is. And it is named after the co-founder of Google, Larry Page. Now, SEO ensures that your website will be considered as important by Google, but if your website is considered more important by Google, then your website will be higher in the rankings. But the interesting part is that nobody on the outside knows exactly how PageRank works, which makes it quite hard to manipulate the system. And this is probably the key to success because this makes sure that you will always get the best results for you. So that's Google, which always strives to get the best that is there out for their audience, out for their users. Yeah, so this was a small little quiz which I had put up for you all, and I hope that you all
This was
enjoyed
fun.
it.
Great idea. This was fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. There's always so much to learn, and quizzes are always fun.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. And ma'am, I agree that there is always so much to learn, especially when you are preparing for your classes, or else also when you're part of a community. When you're part of it, it is not always necessary that you know everything because there is so much out there that I feel that even if you dedicate your whole life to learning, still there will be something which you can learn. So, if you are a part of a community, then what happens is that you know something which you can share with others, and others might know something which you can learn from there. So, that is the advantage when you're part of a learning network or when you're part of a community, and that is what um, we have for our audience who are a part of any GEGs or who are a part of GEG Hyderabad. Now, if you're a part, now what is the main aim of GG Hyderabad? First is to connect, make a connection, make a community, build a community of educators who are ready to learn, not just about edtech, but it can be about other skills also, which is required for a teacher. Like, for example, communication skills, how to make classroom more engaging, more interesting, more fun. So when you build a community, learning becomes much more easier. So you see, connection and learning, they both go hand in hand. And this actually happens with me many times that when I am part of a community and I see others, my co-community members, I see others who are learning about many things, they're sharing their knowledge with others, I get inspired a lot. And suppose that I see an Instagram reel talking about some tool, just saying that this tool can be used for this. I think that this sounds to be interesting. Why don't I go and read about that? Maybe I can use it in my classroom. So, being a part of a community will in turn inspire you. When others are learning, it inspires you also to start your learning journey and don't take a back step. And when we are inspiring our fellow teachers, our fellow community members, then it means that we are empowering each other. So you see so many things going on together just by being a part of an amazing community. You're learning, you're getting inspired, you're making connections, and you're also empowering your fellow teachers and in turn empowering the whole society. So that is the amazing, amazing benefits of being part of GEGs and also GEG Hyderabad and any GEG for that matter. So, if you're a part of GEG Hyderabad, then we would like you all to know that we plan to conduct training sessions every month by experts or certified trainers or fellow educators. In fact, our next session is lined up within the next few days. I'm not even talking in terms of weeks here, I'm talking in terms of days. We have a very interesting session coming up in the next few days, and we will be announcing about it in a day or two. So make sure that you keep a watch for the announcements that is coming up by GEG Hyderabad. And as we have said before, during the beginning of this session, we want to reach out to as many educators as possible. And especially, we want to reach out to those educators who are from the remote areas as well. And that is why we are not limiting to our sessions. We are not just conducting our trainings in English, but we also plan to conduct training sessions in Telugu and Hindi. So our training sessions, they'll be either in English or Telugu or Hindi. The only purpose behind is that we reach out to as many educators, as many different people across the country as possible. And as I said before, that you get a chance to learn from experts in the industry, people who are certified trainers, who are innovators in this space, and also from your fellow educators. As Sangeeta ma'am said before, that you need not be an expert. If you know about one thing and you feel that yes, my community will benefit from this knowledge, then you can come ahead. You can contact any GEG that you're comfortable with, and you can come ahead and you can give your sessions. Am I right, Sangeeta ma'am? They can approach any GEG that they are comfortable with, and they can share whatever knowledge they have with us.
Right. So, yes, definitely, we are open to learning together. So, they can contact any of the GG leader and follow us on Twitter. That is one good way to connect. And yes, we'll be happy to take this conversation forward and get a platform for you where you can, as educators, come forward and share your learnings.
Absolutely. And for all of this to happen, it is very important that you are a part of our community and you join us at GEG Hyderabad. Well, right now, the live is happening on YouTube. This is our YouTube channel. So please make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. We have a Facebook group and we are on Instagram and Twitter also. On YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we are available by the same name, that is GEG Hyderabad. So please join us there and make sure that you get all the regular updates and news that we have to offer. And with this, I would like to take the I would like to make the most of this occasion and say a big thank you to Sangeeta ma'am, Vibha ma'am, and also Sai sir, coming here, taking out time on a Sunday morning and being present here and to share whatever and to share your knowledge with our audience is absolutely amazing. And it shows that how committed you are towards the whole educator community. So, truly, a heartfelt thanks to all three of you. Thank you so much.
Uh, Thank you, Pavani. It's always a privilege to be the part of this kind of events. I'm sorry. And with my bottom of my heart, I thank Sangeeta ma'am and Vibha ma'am to here to support us on this beautiful occasion. And so uh, I think the event comes to the end. I don't want to. I want to participate. That's a. Oh, and one more thing, the session which you are taken, Pavani, it is very enthusiastic and interesting questions are there. So generally, for any enthusiast, they want to be the part of that kind of events. So thank you, Sangeeta ma'am and Viva ma'am, for being the part of this launch of GEG Hyderabad.
Most welcome, sir. It was our pleasure. It was really, really fun. Thank you. Thank you, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you and all the very best to GG Hyderabad. Thank
Thank you
Thank
you.
you,
so
ma'am.
much, ma'am. Thank you. And a big
All the
thank you
best.
to all the audience as well who took out time and joined us today. Thank you so much. And now we would like to end the session. We will see you all very soon. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.